What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Malika, aka Mali, aka Malibu, whatever you want to call me. You know, it's me, and this is Malika's Flex. In today's video, we will discuss 5 online companies that are hiring year-round for online teachers of English as a second language. We will discuss the requirements to apply, and we'll also discuss the salary, the work hours, and the age groups that you will be working with. Now, if this is something that interests you, please stay tuned. Now, before we fully get into this video, let me remind all of you that there is a live that is coming up this Saturday. That is the 18th of February. We did a live last Saturday, the 11th of February, where we spoke about, the topic, is the grass truly greener on the other side? Jamaican teachers speak up. So we were discussing the feasibility of moving from your country to teach in the United States. If you haven't checked out the first live, go ahead and do so. And there's a second live coming up this Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In that live, we discussed so many things, but we didn't catch everything. And so this upcoming live will be an extension of that. We'll be talking about how feasible it is to leave your country to teach in the United States. Last live, we discussed some of the monetary aspects. We discussed lesson planning. We discussed just a few things, but this live, we'll be wrapping it all up. So hopefully by the end, you can decide whether or not teaching in the US is actually feasible for you. Also, this is a 4-part series. So this is part 2 coming up this Saturday. The part 3 will be about teaching in China, Jamaican teachers who are in China. Part 4 will be Jamaican teachers who are in the United Kingdom, England to be specific. Or is that the same? No. Anyway, but yes, let's get into this video. So with the 5 companies that we'll be discussing today, there are some general requirements, and that is, of course, that you have high-speed internet, that you have a webcam, that you have a well-lit area, because of course your video will be showing, that you have a headset, microphone, with a microphone, and also that you be a native English speaker. There is one of them that doesn't necessarily require you to be a native English speaker, but it does affect your pay if you're not a native English speaker. So with that being said, as the thumbnail of this video suggests, with these companies, you will be able to get paid in US dollars. That's the first thing. Also, with these companies, you do not need to have a degree. You do not need to have any experience. These are flexible working hours. However, the only the only certificate that you'll need is a Tefl certificate. I spoke about this in my previous video, and I'll leave the link in the description box below for the Tefl that I got. But of course, there's so many Tefl certificates out there that you can use, but I'll leave the one for the one that I have. All right, this is completely work from home, earn extra cash. Let's get into the first one. So the first that we're discussing is Cambly. If you are a student, meaning someone in college, university, if you just need extra cash, Cambly is right for you. So to work with Cambly, you do need to be a native English speaker from a native English speaking country. Of course, they prefer countries like the United States, Canada, but of course, if you have a neutral accent, it's fine. You do not need a bachelor's degree. No prior teaching experience is required. Cambly pays USD $10.20 per hour. And of course, it automatically tracks the time that you spend tutoring. So if you don't do a full hour, it will be less than the $10.20. Your pay will be delivered through PayPal. With Cambly, you can set your own hours. It's all flexible. You can work as little or as much as you want. Some of these companies have like a minimum amount of hours that you need to work, but with Cambly, it is work as little or as much as you want. log in whenever you want, and you just start speaking with students within minutes. Now with Cambly, you can expect to mostly teach adults. These can be students from anywhere across the world. With Cambly, most of the lessons are one-on-one. I know that some other companies allow you to teach group sessions, but Cambly allows you to teach mostly, well, only one-on-one sessions. The English that you'll be teaching includes, conversational English and business English and so much more. So applying with Cambly is actually a 3-step process. For step 1, you will actually need to make sure that your connection can handle video streaming reliably. Of course, you're teaching students through, a video conferencing app. And then Cambly will test your video and audio and automatically let you know if you pass the connection test. After this, which I'm sure you'll pass it, after this, you'll record an on-the-spot short introduction video. If you mess up, you can re-record it as many times as needed. Step 3, you will fill out your tutor profile as you'd like it to be viewable to students. And of course, this is your chance to market yourself to students on Cambly, and then you'll submit your application and wait for it to be reviewed. Next up is a company that I have worked with before. I spoke about this in my previous video. I worked with Open English through Latin Hire. All right, so with Open English, you can earn up to $15 per hour. You need a Tefl certification, which I said at the start of the video that most of these companies want you to have a Tefl certificate. And it is a plus if you can speak Spanish, at least at the A2 level. When I say A2 level, if you're Jamaican or if you're Caribbean, you'll know what I mean when I say up to like a CSEC level of Spanish is required. All right. So it really is a great fit for people who currently have like a busy schedule. You're working, you're studying, and you are available during the evening hours because that is the peak time. All right. The time is in USA Eastern Time, which I think most Caribbean people can work around. You must provide, unlike Cambly, with Open English, you must provide a minimum of 10 hours of availability each week, and you may be scheduled a maximum of 26 to 36 hours weekly, depending on the location. Meaning Open English does have different offices in different countries across the world, so it all depends on the location of your office. Now there are no guaranteed hours, but I can tell you that from personal experience, even though they say, oh, no guaranteed hours, trust and believe that whatever hours you put in for your availability, more than likely you will have students within that time frame. Of course, during the summer we'll have more students than any other time. Unless it wasn't clear before, of course you will be teaching Hispanic students. You can choose to actually work with adults or children. So there's Open English Senior, Open English Junior. I worked with the juniors, but it's still good experience if you open yourself up to work with adults if you've never done so before, especially if you're hoping one day to teach at a college level. You can add that to your resume to say, okay, I've taught adults before. All right. So you are not required to prepare lessons or anything. The lessons are prepared for you. They are very easy to follow. I said, oh, this is my previous video actually. But yes, they're very, very easy to follow. Some of the classes will be one-on-one. Some of them will be groups. And you won't get a group with more than 5 students. Now, to apply with Open English, you first have to complete the application. Of course, this link will be in the description box below. You will have to complete any additional steps required. For example, if you pass the application process, they will require you to do like an interview online. I cannot disclose the questions because it's a violation, but it's pretty simple. It's basically them wanting to see if you do know some amount of Spanish. If you're selected, you'll complete the onboarding process, complete the training. And of course, you need to do a background check with Open English. A police record needs to, you need to obtain that and submit to them in order to start teaching them, especially if you're teaching the juniors, all right? But yeah, start teaching and enjoy. And next up is Tutlo. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm gonna say Tutlo. So, Tutlo is a modern language learning platform that allows flexible learning, just like the others. It is actually Polish based, and it offers one-on-one learning to business professionals, children, and adults, similar to the other two that we just discussed. Now, in order to work with Tutlo, you will be required to speak English as a native speaker. You must be at least 18 years old. Tutlo is actually requesting 6 months of English teaching experience. But you know who's actually checking out your experience. Anyway, did I say that? Oh my God. Anyway, you must have a Tefl certification and you must be a good conversationalist. Now, Tutlo is paying from $5 to $11 per hour, which, if we're being honest, is kind of on the lower end. But of course, if you want this as a part-time job and not as full-time to take care of your actual bills, this will be good for you. They pay through PayPal. And just backtracking a little bit, with Open English, they pay through Wise. You get your money deposited directly into your bank account. But yes, back to Tutlo. So with Tutlo, you can teach as little or as much as you want. So there's no minimum, requirements. With Tutlo, lessons are on demand, which means that they do not have to be booked through, an open schedule in advance. You just connect and you start teaching. So like with Open English, you would need to submit your open hours and teach within those time frames. But Tutlo is saying, hey, whenever you think you're free, log in and there will be somebody there for you to teach. Now, the students can range between, children, teenagers, adults, or business professionals. Lessons are one-on-one, and there are 3 different time frames for the lessons. Some lessons are 20 minutes in length. Some lessons are 40 minutes. Some lessons are full 60 minutes lessons. And so in order to apply to Tutlo, the application seems to be pretty straightforward. You fill out their form, you submit all the required documents, and you do a short introduction video. Now, if you guys stick with me to the end of this video, I will be showing you an introduction video that I did myself for a previous company, and I was successful with my application. It's basically an introduction video for your students to see so that they can actually, click on your thing and start working with you. So if you stick it out, I will show you my own introduction video and you can have an idea as to what that can look like. All right, on to the next. Next up is Schema Talk. So in order to work or teach with Schema Talk, you do, once again, need to be a native English speaker. You must be 18 years or older, and prior teaching experience is preferred but not required. All right. Schema Talk actually requires you to conduct 3 free lessons to fully understand how the system works, and then you build up your reputation on the platform. After the 3 initial sessions are booked, the price will automatically change to $8 per session, which each session is 25 minutes. So we can say 50 minutes would be $16. Decent, if you ask me. All right, now once the system automatically sets your price at $8, you will be able to set your own price if you choose to do so. Yay! All right, but whatever price you set, SkimaTalk will be charging a fee of 20% of the session price. And it is actually, they pay through PayPal. And PayPal may have their own fees and whatnot. So you have to consider all of that when you're setting your price. Now with SkimaTalk, you do set your own schedule. You work as, little or as many hours as you want to. So there are no minimum work hours per week or per month or anything like that. Most of SkimaTalk's clients are adults, and these people are from all over the world. Lessons are one-on-one, meaning just the teacher and the student. Teachers are allowed to, get creative, use their own teaching materials, but of course there's material provided by the company itself that you can utilize. Now, with Schema Talk, to apply, you first create an account, you fill out your profile, do a video introduction, and then you'll have to complete a few tests and wait to see if you have been approved. All right, so let's get to our application process for Schema. All right, on to the next one. All right, so the final company that we're discussing today is AllRight. Like, I'm not saying it's AllRight, I'm saying that it's called AllRight. Like, its name is AllRight. Anyway, so with AllRight, you will be teaching young learners mainly from ages 3 to 12, and this is a Europe-based institution. Now, just like the others, you do not need to have a degree. However, you will need a Tefl certification. Unlike the others, you don't have to be a native English speaker. However, your level of English must be near native, all right? You have to be as fluent as a native would be. The downside to this, however, is that near native teachers do get less pay than native teachers. So the pay for near native teachers actually starts at $8 USD, of course, per hour, but after 6 months, they will bump it up to about $10 per hour based on your performance. Native teachers, however, start at $12 per hour. And also there's a teacher incentive program that is offered, which contains monetary and non-monetary rewards. All right, so while you're in the company, they'll, make you more aware of that. Now, for near natives and native teachers, there is a minimum contract requirement of 15 hours per week. And within the 15 hours, 6 of those hours need to be on the weekends. So let's say you do 3 hours on a Saturday, 3 hours on a Sunday, that's 6 hours already. And then if we minus 6 from 15, we will get 9. So we'll need 9 hours during the week to make up the minimum 15 hours, which I think is very much doable if you're really serious about it. Now, most classes are 25 minutes or 55 minutes in length. Most of your learners will be between the ages of 4 to 12 years old. And of course, these students will be from across the world, but mostly from Russia, Poland, Spain, and Italy. Now, of course, with this organization, with this company, the lessons are provided for you. There are trial lessons, which are like 25 minutes, just to allow you to meet your students, meet the parents, and to give you an opportunity just to sell yourself, get comfortable with the company. But the lessons are mostly one-on-one anyway. Now, to apply to this company, you will need to fill out a form outlining, some of your details, your qualifications, etc. You'll still need to upload your resume. You will also need to upload a copy of your degree. If you have one, remember this is not a requirement, but if you do have a degree, you need to upload it as proof. Now, the video is not yet completed, but if you've gotten to this part of the video, please comment down below with hashtag online teaching. That is hashtag online teaching. Now, I promised you all that I would have uploaded a video for you to see what an introduction video looks like for some of these companies. So here we go. Hi there. Welcome to our classroom. I'm your future teacher, Malika. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia, United States of America. I hold qualifications in foreign language education. I know just how hard it can be learning a second language. Trust me, I've been there. But that is why in this class, you are allowed to make mistakes. In this class, you will learn pronunciation, articulation, and grammar, just to get your English conversational skills to a better level. I can't wait to see you. Goodbye. Now, am I saying that this was like the best intro video ever? No, actually, it was actually cringy, but it was an example and I did get a job with this video, so yay me. But anyway, I did get this video inspiration from a YouTuber. I forgot the name, otherwise I would definitely give full credit right here, but I totally forgot because I was searching through different videos at the time. And yeah, so you can do something similar, just make it your own and give it your best shot. All right, now we've come to the end of this video. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, ensure that you get subscribed. If you have already subscribed, be sure to hit that post notification bell so that you will never miss an upload from me. Remember, our hashtag word for the comment section today is online teaching. That's hashtag online teaching in the comments. If you have gotten to this part of the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up for the video. And of course, we can expect more videos like this, especially if you leave a like. Leave a like if you want to see more videos like this. All right. Thank you all for listening in. Thank you all for tuning in. Of course, if you have questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do not work with any of these companies mentioned. Well, I worked with one of them, but I do not work with any of these companies. I am not a recruiter for any of these companies. I'm just here giving you all information. All right. So with that being said, have a wonderful day, night, whatever time of the day that you see this. Let it be great. All right. This is your girl Malika, aka Mali, aka Malibu. This is Malika's Flex saying au revoir.